The culture continued to react. The Geechi Gotti news just seems to be getting bigger and bigger. The silver lining there is I feel a lot of us are using this as a teachable moment. Once again, with the disclaimer, none of us know Geechi Gotti's day to day off camera. None of us know exactly what was going through his mind. None of us know exactly what he was dealing with, if he had any issues behind the scenes. Nobody knows that. So respect to Geechi and his family and his peoples, of course. But the teachable moment of it and the split nature of people's reactions, it simply comes down to how everybody chooses to live their life. People want to risk certain things at certain times, and other people are going to call it stupid, right? The circumstances of Geechi Gotti's arrest definitely is called into question by a lot of people, so you can't be mad at that at all. But we got a lot of people continuing to react to it. We have people from the culture such as myself, other battle rappers, league owners, bloggers, obviously the media. Outside of our battle rap culture, we're seeing a bunch of platforms starting to come in and cover it now as well. And I feel indifferent about that, because if you have something good to say that's going to drop a jewel, preach some positivity, add some good energy back into the culture, respect. I mean, but other people it's just like, damn, like we don't see you ever talking about battle rap. I never seen you put $1 into battle rap. You never promoted it. It is what it is. But we're gonna start here. Old footage of Geechi. I believe this was on Queen's Flip show. And look at the caption. It says, old footage surfaces of Geechi Gotti bragging about robbing Walgreens, stealing pills, and getting arrested the same exact way. And says, we in there trying to get the pills. I already did this before. So it's second nature. When Smack met me, I had a big chain, a Benz from Licks. Okay. Let's check this clip out, and then I'm going to go to some other culture reactions. I'm definitely going to give y'all a take on this video right here, but definitely was worth us checking out.
Yeah, like saying, always hear about me robbing the Walgreens, and at the time they get it. They're like, "What you in there doing, man? They got, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it 100. You dig what I'm saying? At the time, we in there trying to get the pills. You feel me? The lean, everything. That's what these is doing. That's what they popping. That's what they own. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what's popping with, like. So we go get it. We booming. I done already did this before. You know what I'm saying? Like this. So it was second nature.
So you a pharmacy robber. You rob pharmacy.
No. I ain't gonna say I do. Listen, I did at that time. Yeah, that's over too. Like I ain't doing that no more. I'm rapping. You did what I'm saying. But at that time, smacking them wasn't really looking out like that. I wouldn't really get too much.
So now, is it the old school way? Like,
I want to stop there for a second. Okay. So when he says that comment right there, he says smacking him wasn't really looking out too much. Let's take Geechi's own words right there and connect it to a stream that actually the very first one that I did covering the Geechi Gotti situation, right? When it's the thumbnail says truth explained, that video. What did I say? I said, I see the culture. Some people, asking the question, did the culture fail Geechi? And you saw my take on that. Geechi Gotti owes himself and his family. There's a lot of people in the culture that have done a lot for a lot of battle rappers, including Geechi, and he played his part. He's a talent and he's a draw. But that's what I continue to try to show y'all. He just really just proved my point 1000% when I say battle rap can't be our primary. If one of the biggest faces of modern day battle rap, one of possibly the most requested, the most preferred, the most sought after by the fans, one of the higher paid guys that battles frequently, will tell you this league owner or that league owner wasn't looking out like that at the time, so I had to go do this. What does that? And he happens to name drop who everybody deems as the biggest league, URL. This is not a mid-tier battle rapper. This is not an up-and-comer. This is not of the 90% of battle rappers that it's not really lucrative financial for to embark on battle rap as something that you spend a lot of time in. This is somebody that can make a real legitimate good amount of money per year, $100,000 plus. And we keep throwing around that number, $100,000, man. And if you take that type of number, I keep telling y'all, some people don't got $1 to the name. Some people don't got $10 to the name. Some people can't make $15,000 a year. Some people are homeless. $100,000 per year puts everybody with a roof over their head, food on the table, bills paid. Of course, you may not live in the mega mansion, right? But $100,000, a lot of people strive to even meet that mark. You know how many people in the world, when they first start and get into their job or their career, that's their threshold. Like, I wish if I could get to 100,000. And then when you do, you feel like you'd have made it. You feel like you didn't hit the lottery. So we got to look at the culture speaking out, and y'all don't fucking listen. You got me, one of the most honest people to come through this bitch, tell y'all for years, this ain't primary. Nobody listen. Well, a couple people do. I talked to them behind the scenes. A couple people do. I mean, you got a Geechi Gotti telling you this league owner wasn't looking out like that at the time, so I had to go back into Walgreens or whatever. Okay, and now him being locked up right now, he's telling you there's times where this shit don't click, even though you are Geechi. And there's other top tiers and biggest names or whatever. They just don't have the situation in front of them that makes them tell y'all, shit, I didn't had y'all don't know off camera what really the situation I was in last May, or where I was at last February, or what I had to go through for Christmas to make sure that the kids was straight. Look, shout out to my nigga Sean. Like, I use the words that they tell us, and y'all gloss over them. When Sean went on that first video, I think when he's sitting in front of the brick wall with like the Lakers jersey on, and when he was first starting to like out URL for his issues going back and forth with them, right? He had like a emotional moment in there where he was like, y'all don't know what I gotta go through. Like, I had to get Christmas out the mud. What does that mean? This is K-Shine. Now, God forbid, K-Shine goes and does some street shit and ends up in the exact same place. It's going to be a repeat. The coach is going to say, K-Shine, you're stupid because you are K-Shine. You could call ARP or Smack. You know, they're going to do things like, you should have apologized to Smack and Bees. You should have got along with them after what happened with y'all. Or you should have called Organic. Or you should have called ARP. Or you should have called Kenny and Chiller. That's what they're going to do to Shine too. If something would have happened to him at that time when he said he had to get Christmas out the mud. And you want to know what? I don't even know what he means, allegedly, when he says out the... We know what it means, but we don't know by what means. By what means was out the mud for Shine? That he had to bust a move. You see what I'm saying? These are the big name battle rappers. These are the GOATs. These are the greats. These are the people that's on the billboards. These are the main event people. These are the people that fill the arenas. These are the people that put people on the streams. Y'all don't hear me, though. I'm falling on deaf fucking ears, and that's cool for me. I did my job by speaking the truth. That's how I'm able to walk around with my karma, right? I did my job.
Or it's going in there while it's closed.
Yeah.
The closed one?
Yeah.
Or the old school one?
I ain't old school. I ain't Jack Boy.
Oh,
yeah, I ain't that crazy. Niggas out there still getting dirty. But me, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you know, that's what that was at that time. You know what I'm saying?
So you had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? For sure, man. We would have been good. Like, we already counting the money. You know what I'm saying? We already done bought 10 chains and 2 cars and all kind of.
How they caught you?
All right, so then y'all gonna laugh, man. Probably now at the end of the day, like, okay, so like I say, man, we done already bust this move, right? On the real, we done already bust this move. We done already did this before. This like second nature. Now we really at the end of the day, we supposed to been done, turned it in, went put step, do what we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But we just so happen to still be kind of like joyriding, kind of handling our business on some other shit. And a motherfucker end up getting pulled over for like some whole miscellaneous speed and you dig what I'm saying? Like on the freeway, way somewhere else, ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So when they giving a little ticket about some whole other shit, they end up going searching in the car and all that. You dig what I'm saying? And then they seeing all this now. They don't know what's going on because this ain't happening in their jurisdiction or nothing like that. They ain't no Walgreens got robbed in the city where this is, so they don't know what's going on. They just take us down for like suspicion and motherfucking possession. You feel what I'm saying? Possession of a gang of narcotics. Eventually, though, the city who it was end up catching up and calling around, and you know what I'm saying, coming and trying to put their stamp on it. Like, nah, them got to be the same motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we lost way out here, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we end up going to jail. The outcome of the case, like we all just had to take like a year on the real, eventually on the hood. Well, that's why I had to hit it again. I had already hit licks before when smacking them met me. I already had the big chain on me, the bands and all the little shit from the licks. But by the time, nigga, this 6 months later, I'm back broke off of like losing in the casino. So like that lets you know how fast it go, you know what I'm saying?
So he tells you how it happens, you know. And once again, this is out of respect. This is really for us to avoid and to learn and to avoid these, to stay away from these situations, to stay out of these situations. All of us, hopefully. Some of us will take L's along the way, but hopefully as many of us as possible could not end up here. You know, but when he talks about the Benzes and the chains, and he's alluding to it coming from the licks that they hit and saying 6 months later, whether you're in the casino, whether this or whatever, the Balenciaga t-shirt I'm wearing, you know, it goes real quick. And yes, money does fly out the window real fast, even if you are trying to spend it on the right things. You know what I'm saying? And as an entertainer, I feel like almost all entertainers, it's not easy to stay away from spending it on what goes with the wholesale to the fans, which is some of your image, looking the look. Pulling up to the event in the Kia will get you will get your career hurt. It sucks. That's battle rap, right? And that's the hip hop industry. Not having a chain, a flooded chain. That's why everybody's wearing these fake ass chains and everything like that. Not having that, you're not a real rapper. You don't got Balenciagas on your feet and the bottoms ain't red. You ain't get. It's like one of the careers that sets you up for that. Okay. Meanwhile, in some of these other genres, like these line dancing country ass musicians or whatever, they don't have to wear a $10,000 outfit. They don't have to wear $1 million in jewelry. You see some of our up and coming artists, and they got 50 bracelets on. They wear 2 watches. It can't just be one. 1 million chains on, all this money. And 90+% of y'all don't got it like that, or it's not real. But it's that they have to do that. That's like part of the sale. Only in our culture, you know. And I'm not trying to say I know what Geechi spends his fucking money on. I really don't. The kicker here for this video right here is, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. Only because I'm being consistent with things I've already said. I said in our era, I would like to see self-snitching treated just as bad as snitching. I mean, as far as people getting at you and making you stop doing it. You talk about stuff like this online when it's 1,000% in the past, you know, because if I get on here right now and I talk about some of my past experiences, and I tell about how to avoid the pitfalls, if I turn a little bit into entertainment, laugh about it, make a couple jokes out of it, it's all good. We OGs, we could talk about our experiences, our war stories, what we come up through. You know, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Let the youngins hear some of this type of stuff, whether it's intriguing or not. It's all good. But if you have any possibility of operating in that lane or busting those type of moves ever again, you should never talk about it online, ever. And we're not the ones that's doing it. Anybody that's online thinking like the bloggers are putting together these people's case, obviously they already had a fucking case, you idiots. That's why they said they was watching them from the airport. And we be late. Yeah, the internet does a lot of homework, but if you do this for a living, if you are a fucking detective, and which it's your job to take a case after an arrest and go do homework for the next 6 months. I'm going to find this. I'm going to find that. I'm going to go on Reddit. I'm going to watch your back history. I'm going to watch your battles. I'm going to scan the bars in your rounds. I'm going to listen to Little Durk's music. The fuck? And some of them already know the genre. Some of them already know hip hop. I know the music. Put me on that case. I know Little Durk's music. Shit, I remember when he was rapping about FBG Duck and all that. Put me on the case. They're humans. Hip hop is one of the biggest commodities in the world. Nobody knows the music until fucking Trap Lord Ross grabs a article out of Reddit and puts it on his video. No. When Durk got arrested, we was all like, oh shit, we hope they don't look at this song or that song or that song. The whole fucking world knows. How do you think clips like this resurface? Nobody stumbles on it. People remember it. So I don't even want to get into that argument. That's foolish. That's what it's like. It's like this close to home for some people in battle rap. So it's just like, oh, everybody, shh. He already spoke about this shit, or the detectives already doing their job, or they already grabbed them up knowing what was going on. It wasn't a humbug like he explained here. The news articles and the media said they was on to one of the motherfuckers from the airport. And I don't want to reach, but what if they were on to you from videos like this? This is self-telling. If you're going to still be in a lane, you should never talk about it. If you have any tendency to ever go back there again, you should never talk about it. And unfortunately, stuff like this can absolutely be used in his trial. 100%. Damn, Geech. Let's go to the Joe Budden reaction. Shout out to the whole Joe Budden podcast.
So what you're saying is, if you are thinking about your fame and how it's relative to why you can't get a job, then you should also be thinking about your fame and how it's relative to why you should not be robbing a string of pharmacies and getting in a Camry with 3 other niggas and then running off. You're not even a runner.
Well, look.
No, you mute up. Hold up for a minute. You can't run. You can't run. I'm questioning you. You can't run, nigga.
Yo, you see the video, Mark?
No. Yo, you're not even a getaway driver.
Yo,
they got you. I said they laid the thing out. Sorry, they got the car. You made it a centimeter.
Not even from here to that
like,
camera.
what are we doing?
Right
No.
They didn't even want to shoot you.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. No, honestly, Court. Yo, you run so bad, we're not going to kill you.
Yo, we don't even
You said it. Yo, I'm not going to kill. We got you, buddy.
Yo, you're not going to go nowhere.
All right, so why are they going with that? Because they definitely they're having their fun with it. I don't want to laugh on it right now. I do hope that this changes some of the perception of. All right, well, let me listen to Mona's piece. Pause. I do hope this adds to some of the perception for battle rappers, at least. It never will for the industry, but of it being okay to publicly have a job. I know there's always going to be the thing of what type of job. That's never going anywhere. I would be the same, man. I have a little piece of fame too. There's a lot of people in the world that know me, and I don't want to be at a mall cart, but that's on me to figure out. I would find a spot somewhere where I felt that it was discreet. I don't care if I got to be in the back operations room of the warehouse or in the back of Walmart, not out in the aisles. I will figure something out, but I really hope that this changes that misconception and doesn't scare people away from having jobs because they rap. Because those examples I was given earlier is absolutely true. You pull up to, it's happened in battle rap. You pull up to that event in a Kia, they're gonna kill you for it. And you're gonna feel compelled never to do it again. God forbid you're a big rapper and you don't have a luxury car, but you hear of the chains or the clothes or the luxury cars and what you hear some of these things, but then to be the same battle rappers behind the scenes that bag chasing crazy, like I need to grab me a quick $1,500 deposit or $2,000 deposit. Same way Verb will call you and talk some shit like, yo, my Porsche is broken down. Can I get $500 off of my back end as a loan real quick? Or, it's prioritizing. And hip hop kills us there. Like we just, and so I just know, I know what it's like to feel like, damn, I can't do that. I can't get away with that in front of the fans. But prioritizing as we get older and more matured is essential.
That's not a fly thing. That's not something that people podcast in their sweats and they athletic gear. Let me come up this bitch with my hair not done. They dragged me for 10 days about it. So the fact that y'all sitting like, oh, he makes 150, normal people make 150, normal people can go to Wawa in pajamas. You can't when you're the battle rapper. Bro. So I'm not saying it like
yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes, y'all so stupid. Let me finish. Wait, let me finish. What I'm saying about you can't is that you go to Wawa in your pajamas, nigga, sneak a picture next battle. That's the thing. This broke ass nigga, like, why are we acting like, and that's the thing. I sit here, frontal not laid, and get dragged for frontal not being laid, and this is a podcast. So I know frontals are fucking $700 fucking things. These niggas expect me to have fresh hair every Friday. That shit is expensive. So yes, I know what that feels like to have to keep up appearances because Damona will wear Meek Mill braids to the store if I could, babe.
Damona, in the event, you need a little bum ass. It's your birthday.
Let her get it off.
Yes, people expect for you to come on a broadcast with millions of people watching with your frontal done.
My frontal be done. They want it done to a certain level of done.
That's true.
Especially after you say it ain't legal.
If you poll any of these people, I can assure you, they do not want you robbing a string of pharmacies to pay to get your frontal done.
I don't think they care how I do it, and that's the
all
thing.
Right.
No.
I think she's right.
They don't give a fuck. They want to be able to criticize you in that way, and that's the first way. And then you got to think, I'm a podcaster. That don't even really fit in this world. But what battle rapper do? We talk shit about each other. You know what I mean? So yes, if you get caught looking crazy, you look caught with some fake shit on.
They're paying you to talk shit about you.
I know.
They're paying you. Oh my God, the world is horrible. This guy standing across from me is talking about me and I made 50 grand to be here.
I was just getting ready to say.
What the fuck are you saying in
There's
here?
the part that y'all, because again, being
real.
there with battle rappers, soon as that shit over, and this nigga could have had you looking crazy up there. Them niggas laughing and joking. Because we all just got paid. We at the club. I sat there with my brother at battles. And I'm like, yo, how the fuck are you chilling with them niggas?
Yeah.
Especially if your brother give it up. He be killing me.
He tell me, yo, nigga, we just got paid. We out.
How old were you when you got shot?
20.
Kid. I was 20-something when they put a gun in my head. And 16, 17, breaking in houses. And just all of the mistakes and all of the shit where I thank God that luck came in like you spoke about. I was young. At 46 almost, I can't be wandering in the world saying I need that luck of the draw. Some of this got to be my thinking, my decision-making, my discernment.
Absolutely.
Association brings on affiliation, my friend group, what I'm waking up doing every day, my talks with a higher power, my goals, my focus. No. It's irresponsible of hip-hop to keep saying, yo, at 40, and I don't know how old Geechi Gotti is because I didn't Google it. At 40, where we come from, and yo, my
38.
perspective when I walk into Walgreens with the pajama pants on. Yo, listen up, audience, listen up. No rapper has walked in Walgreens bummier than me.
True.
None of them.
That's a fact. I'm agreeing with that.
Not one of them. CVS, you name it.
They agreed.
Nobody.
They know you, and they said you're pretty bummy.
They know.
They said they both said you were bummy most of your life.
Let me ask you a question. Hold up, Joe.
I'm segueing.
No. Let me ask you a question.
Well done.
Let me ask you a question.
I hate Mona.
Joe today, right? Joe today is definitely a different Joe of yesteryear based on how the world is perceiving you. Would you agree with that?
No, I would stop it after Joe is a different Joe. Then I wouldn't say based on how to work.
I'm
based on everything.
No, I'm just saying about how you present outside. It's different, bro. We've been around you for 20 joints. It's different. So what I'm saying is,
I ain't stepping in Walgreens.
No, but
you
crazy. I get what you said.
I feel niggas on the Walgreens. So Joe, you might be missing something there. Ish is already leading down the correct road with this one. Number one, Joe, like if I talk about Joe personally, like or specifically, remember one of his aliases once upon a time was Regular Joe. Point done. Like that. You got the jump off Joe. You got all that. One of his literally Regular Joe. DVD days, white T-shirt. Okay. Even on the podcast presents, well, it wears a lot of luxury stuff on the Gucci pants, I think sometimes, and hats and everything. Got the big chunky bracelet and chain that he wears sometimes. So you can sniff the money sometimes, but all in all, I do agree that his presentation over the course of his career was Regular Joe. That was all part of the shtick as well. You know, even in the music, emotional Joe. I can be vulnerable being vulnerable and tell you guys what's fucked up with me or what I'm hurting about or what's wrong, the things that the average person won't express. So he doesn't fit the bill of the average rapper perception wise. But what Ish was going on when he says, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the world's perception. That is the mega piece of it. Okay. You take me, for example, whether you know me personally, whether you've been around me, or whether you can see certain things about me, whether you could feel out certain things, sniff certain things on me. Okay. If I walk into Walgreens right now if I walk into the airport, I would never do this, but if I walk into the airport right now with some fucking sweatpants, a white t-shirt, some flip-flops, looking half crazy or whatever, if people that would recognize me, they wouldn't categorize me from it. They wouldn't. Want to know why? Because they would think the way I already reflect and what people already assume about me, they would just say he's on some regular shit right now. But behind the scenes, he's good. Behind the scenes, he got it. And when you have that type of pre-known about you, right, it makes it easier to be regular. And you don't have the pressure of somebody seeing you pull up to the airport like that, and then everybody going, damn, I watch you on camera every day. Why do I look up to you? I do, because that's how your career, your image, how people perceive you, your views, all of that can be hurt in the world of hip hop and in the world of entertainment. Okay. So the billionaire that hops out of the Bugatti and got the fucking $2 flip-flops, the Target flip-flops on or whatever, nobody's ever going to say anything to that person. But the self-conscious person that knows I don't got it in the bank, I'm barely getting by, I'm living check to check or battle to battle, the presentation means that much more to that person. The chains, the clothes, the car, the image, because it's the fake it till you make it. When we hear the term fake it till you make it, it sounds so negative. But Moneybagg Yo, a huge successful rapper right now, he gave the same analogy for himself. He said, I used to take a lot of pictures with a bunch of celebrities on my Instagram to make it look like I was in that crowd and I was moving and shaking until I actually made it there myself. Everybody, all these entertainers do a level of faking it till you make it and showing shit that they don't really have yet. You know what I'm saying? I done got $10,000. I gotta buy the Balenciaga shoes or whatever because I need y'all to see that. I need that perception of me. Okay, so Joe or his fucking numbers, his Patreon and all this type of shit, it's slipping out. Oh, they make $20 million a year, whatever. He could walk into any establishment wearing anything that he fucking wants, and people know. Like, he's got it. He's good. We see the numbers publicly. We see the success of the podcast and all the other side ventures. And when you're sitting courtside at the Knicks game and all that, we know that seat is $10,000, $15,000. I could do the same thing. I'll pull up on the Knicks right now in MSG and look just like this. And people that they're not going to question it. It's the reverse when you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. The perception changes what you could even get away with. And that sounds crazy because we're supposed to move as individuals, but the influence out there is a bitch. Okay, let's be real. All right, let's skip to this next one. I see Goods got another clip going around from one of his recent blogs. Goods, let's get you up here. I did see Goods under fire a little bit the other day from maybe like his first video, but let me check this one out.
Fact, but it stemmed from Geechi and I'm putting up something saying they trying to raise $10,000 for him for his lawyer. Geechi, why don't you have $10,000 for your lawyer? All these battles he did, he made a bunch of money. You don't got $10,000 for your lawyer? That looks bad. Now I did a blog when this happened, and I'm not gonna say I was taking up for Geechi. I was doing that, but I'm not gonna jump on a hate train and bash somebody when they down, when they in jail, going through something. That's what y'all wanted me to do. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I simply said Geechi was trying to get to a bag.
I think that's the 2 points I wanted to go to. So as far as Goods thing, let me throw not help Goods' own man. I think I know what he meant. His first video. I think I do. You know, I think he was being compassionate. I think he was being compassionate to a man that's just like, I need to get my hands on some money. You know, it's not going to fly 100% because you got a lot of people that say, no, you're Geechi Gotti, you have other means to a bag, right? So that's going to be the split reaction right there, right? But I think that's where Good's heart was. Where Goods got the backlash was because his wording of when he spun and he said, you know, you got people in the chat right now that's working overnight security guards. Who you guys to talk? Like something to that. I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit. And that rubbed everybody the wrong way because it's just like, you know, those are working men, you know. So I understand Goods why they got at you. You know what I mean? Like you had to word that or make that point come off different. I think I know where your heart was, G. I could be wrong. Okay. Now I agree with Goods as far as how it looks for the lawyer thing, right? And the only reason I have to be consistent and honest with myself about why I agree is because it makes the point of how we started the video and the theme that's been carrying through this video the whole time. If you guys have been paying attention, perception is not reality in the world of entertainment. And you guys, entertainers, perception is not reality. Okay? So street niggas gonna expect other street niggas to put some money up for lawyers. Yeah, it's supposed to be one of the rules. Cool. Okay. How many street niggas actually follow that? I don't know. You hear the number 10,000 and it feels small. It feels small. And then to see other people that he makes money with, like a Jazz, posted up, it's just like, y'all all put it. Don't even post it to the community. You know, people. This is. I'm seeing these tweets. They're just like, well, Geechi should have it, but let's assume that he doesn't because of the tweet. Then they're gonna say, well, the collective of everybody from that podcast put up 3,000 each or whatever, and you're right there, right? So for Jazz to post it, it creates thought. It makes people think. Well, the thought needs to go to what I'm trying to tell y'all, to what the culture keeps showing y'all. You come up in here, do not treat this shit as your primary, all right? If battle rap still leaves some of our greats, and I don't want to say leaves as if it's battle rap's fault. It's still the responsibility of how you manage your money, right? If after battle rap, maybe that's a better way to word it, after battle rap or during battle rap or in the downslide of battle rap, a Geechi Gotti doesn't have $10,000 in his bank account, or if his immediate people around him don't have $10,000 to the point where it needs to go out to the public to collect the money, right? We have no choice but to assume, because of the multiple parties involved pushing for 10 grand that would be deemed close to him, including him himself, we have to assume that the money just isn't available. It's not a greed thing, right? Nobody's throwing shots like, oh, he got 50 in his bank, but he wants to spend your money. Because I'm gonna put it out there. I'm one of the people that donated. All right. And I didn't put that out there yesterday when I covered this, because it's not about that. You know what I mean? And it's not big money anyway. So it's definitely, I'm not trying to get no fucking brownie points. I'm just trying to say, like, I do feel like it's easy money for a couple people. I just say, even for the situation and what it means to the culture. Let me add in. Why not? I expect a couple people to do it. I expect other people to be turned off by it. I can make an argument for both sides, you know, but I'm focusing right now on why the 10 isn't available across multiple people. And this is where we need to let go of those egos and say, let me get myself in a spot where I don't have to do these type of things and jeopardize my freedom and my family, because this shit already shows me that 6 months later, as per Geechi's own words, I could be back in this spot again. And also, ARP's been saying it for 6 years. And that's ARP. Like, if anybody could give us good advice about like the fuck, I know all the league owners. I always tell y'all, the battle rappers know the game inside out. But as far as the business, nobody knows more than the league owners, because he knows everybody's shit. He knows the other league shit. He knows, if you operate as long as me, You are goated when it comes to the business of battle rap and the understanding of the market and what the realities for every one of these battle rappers is. We just don't put it out. There's no need to, because we're selling a product. Well, I do. I tell y'all, but y'all don't listen once again. All right, let's move on to Hassan shit. Hassan shit, positive message, but coming from, once again, somebody like how academics had his tape. Once again, somebody that doesn't know our culture. So I won't drag him for this, but let's listen to a little bit of it. I ain't doing the whole 8 minutes.
Geechi Gotti, being 37 years old, being arrested for stealing prescription drugs, robbing pharmacies. Now, with that being said, I see Jazz, the rapper. Shout out to Jazz. Always loved her. Always loved battle rap. Love a lot of the battle rappers. Put up a post trying to get $10,000 up for a lawyer. That's just start the case. It's gonna cost a whole lot more for that lawyer. But that's not what I came here for. You battle rappers are worth $1 billion. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. You battle rappers, the Loaded Luxes, the Murder Mooks, the Hitman Hollers, the A-Verbs, the Goods, the Animals, the Sue Surfs, the Geechi Gottis, the Tay Rocks. You guys together, the Battle Rap League, y'all worth $1 billion industry. There is no reason why any of y'all should be hungry or not having money. If I had access to some of you guys to be on my platform and do what I want to do with y'all.
Yeah, that annoys me when he says if I had access. You do have access. All of y'all have access to work with the battle rappers or book them or promote them or bring them on your platforms or talk about them or promote the events and their upcoming battles. The same people that he just talked about, I don't know if I can go on his channel and find any blogs of him talking about them or bigging them up or promoting their music or promoting their battles or promoting their events or if they got leagues. Yeah, I don't see that from Hassan Campbell. I thought I was going to play more of it. I'm annoyed at that point right there. I ain't going to lie. The whole you guys are worth $1 billion. By definition, that's 100% inaccurate. To be worth something, right, it has financial stability and backing to it. It's like an asset, for example. Like if I'm worth $10 million, right, you're probably going to find it in liquid. You're probably going to find it in assets. You might find some of it in real estate. You see what I'm saying? You can't find that in battle rap. All right. You can't take, even if you take your top 3 leagues and you say, what's available liquid right now? Okay. You think it's $1 billion. If it was $1 billion, you'd see it. It would look way different. You wouldn't see leagues in a slump. You wouldn't see leagues go away. You wouldn't see leagues take these long breaks. You wouldn't see leagues wait for sponsorship where they literally, the league owners say, I'm waiting for my next lick. I can't even believe he said that publicly, but you wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see the battlers busting moves. You wouldn't see battlers not being able to show they're inside of their homes, really, because it's a show me world. They would show it if they could. You wouldn't see people struggling before Christmas. You wouldn't see these images that are lacking. You would see more businesses. You would see more entrepreneurs. It's so right there for us to see, but it's ignored, because we love the culture. But if we want to break it down and be honest about it, the $1 billion, like, who are y'all fucking kidding? You don't even see 500 million. Let's say hypothetically over my 10 plus years of RBE, let's say you think I made 5 million. But I just make up a number. Okay, let's say you think I made $5 million. Let's say you think URL made quadruple or 4 times that. Yeah, 20 million. Right. And then let's say King of the Dot made 10 million. All right. So what do you got? You got 20, 10, 5. What is that? 35 million. Fuck it. Let's round it up. Let's go 50 million. Okay, let's go 50 million. Once you spread that around, once you spread that across the amount of time where you got URL like 14, 15 years, RBE 10 plus years, King of the Dot like 14, 15 years, and then all the battlers that come through those platforms, including some of these other leagues, right? That money is gone then, right? Because this battle rapper right here said he made $1 million. This battle rapper right here may have made $250,000. Just 2 battle rappers may have made $250,000 over the last 5 years. That battle rapper right there made $100,000 last year. Geechi just made in the caffeine era, like let's say a quarter. Add it up. I just only named like 5 rappers right there, right? The money's gone. It's gone. And then the leagues go into remission. You don't see the just treading of water for most of these leagues. Not most, all the treading of water. The moment the sponsor is gone, or somebody doesn't want to spend the money, the leagues tread water. You know what the definition of treading water is? It's not really swimming. It's just moving in a way to not go under and drown. Tread water. That's the first thing they teach people when they teach little kids or babies how to swim. Not how to go back and forth and front stroke and back stroke and all that shit. They teach you how to doggy paddle and tread water, how to just keep your head above the water. That's every single league when there's no sponsorship or when nobody wants to spend money. They just tread water. Treading water is $1 billion industry to y'all. Now, why we weren't, I've given you some of those reasons why, and I could probably give you a laundry list why. On top of that, why we're not there and how some of the ways we can get there. But he also goes on in this clip, I'm not going to play any more of it, of how we don't stick together and battle rappers need to stick together and leagues need to stick together, whatever. The sticking together thing, like that's not the nature of businesses or companies that are not under some type of parent umbrella. They're all independents. So by nature, that already makes you competitors, whether they get along or not. That makes you competitors. There's no way to cut it. And then when you purposefully compete, which is different, competitors is like we're all in the same lane, whether we do things going at each other or not. Whether I do a commercial to shit on Mercedes and I'm BMW or not, right? That's competing. But even if you minding your business over there and I'm minding my business over here and we both sell cars, by nature, we are competitors. This is the world. This is business. Okay? So there is no working together with that because it's not a unionized sport. It's not a unionized sport. It's not like all these teams, for example, the LA Lakers, the New York Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets, and all these teams are under the same umbrella of the NBA. That's not the case with battle rap. So there is no coordination and collaboration on how we're going to get together and do an all-star game. How we're going to get, and that's shitty ass games and whatnot that we just watched. There is none of that. And the battle rap is, first of all, you got to be independent and just scratch for yours because we're already showing how little the money is for most people. How fucked up people are behind the scenes, how much they go up and down with, all right, now I got a bag in front of me, tomorrow I don't, 6 months later it's gone. Like Geechi said, smacking them wasn't fucking with me at the time, his own words. Okay. So you're already left in a position where you just got to scratch and scrape for yourself. And I watch when a battle rapper stands up for something, whether there's a strike going on, whether they feel like this card is wrong, this situation is bad, you're trying to push bars over names or whatever the case may be. You don't see a union type of movement by the battle rappers. They don't stick together. Where if one battle rapper stands up for something and a league says, I have an issue with you too, then there's 20 ready to step in his place. There's 20. Hell, that's even part of some of K-Shine and DNA's disagreement. I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong. But if like what K-Shine expresses is he wanted certain people to take on certain positions with him, it almost felt like, like let's stand together on this. That's not battle rap. And I'm not saying, and I saw DNA had some rights, and I saw K-Shine and K-Shine had some rights. So I don't want to come off the wrong way with that example, but it makes sense. Battle rappers don't stand up together. The nature of the sport don't allow them to stand up together. Who could tear the other person down the most? What is he talking? And then as far as getting together to promote, I keep trying to tell y'all only 2 handfuls of these motherfuckers could actually draw like that. So we're going to get together and do a battle. Got to finance it. I've always encouraged league owners to cut out the middleman. They don't historically. They don't. Look at Easy. People say one of the biggest battle rappers out right now. He's calling another league to book him when he has his own platform. That means that he's not able to finance it right now or pay himself as much as he thinks that somebody else can pay him. That's clear logic. It's not hate. It's clear fucking logic. If I could make the money myself, I'll book myself right fucking now. Hitman did it, you know? It's like, I haven't been on URL in 8 years. ARP retired, and most of these other platforms can't afford me. Bags and Bodies. Did it himself. Mook and Hitman had a chance to get together. That would have been huge. Did they? No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Mook, one of the biggest names in the game, is still at mercy of waiting or negotiating or going through the leagues. Loaded Lux, one of the biggest names in battle rap history, same thing. Cassidy, same thing. Cassidy, I don't know if he has this plan or not, but Cassidy should have a name big enough, and he should have finances enough to say, I want to do my own situation. But we only see the biggest battle rappers, minus, like, let's say Bags and Bodies, for example, when somebody else or a sponsor, or that's one of the main reasons that URL didn't book Mook and Hitman. The sponsorship fell out for it, allegedly. The money wasn't available for what these guys needed to be paid. And that's when somebody suggested, why don't you call Gerald? And Hitman said, all right, cool, I'll call Gerald. And then Gerald called Verb, and then the rest is history. And eventually the battle still happened because TBL comes along. But TBL is going to throw that bag around until they get fed up as well. Because we all start with a passion. And then the industry, the nature of the work, the lack of appreciation, the lack of respect starts to make you balance out and look at the financial side more. Because when you could just sit there in love, you will give everything away. Look at, if you in a fucking a relationship with a spouse and everything is clicking, you will give everything away. I'll sign you on my will, come move into all of that type of shit, right? But when you're not comfortable, when you're not in love, when it don't feel like you're on cloud nine, you start to look around. I could be in a better house. This nigga don't buy me gifts, or we don't make enough money in this household or whatever. You start to pick at shit. You start to pick at shit. You know, and it's no fucking different in here, B. It's no fucking different. Hassan Campbell don't know fucking battle rap. So it's easy for somebody from the outside looking in and says, Geechi Gotti's in jail right now. Y'all are $1 billion industry. If I had access to y'all, I would make millions off of y'all. And I'm offended by that because he almost makes it sound like the other league owners that come through battle rap and actually know what they're doing, you know, as if we pillaged the battle rappers, you know, as if somebody like me hasn't taken a shitload of losses while other motherfuckers was making money off of my money. When I spend it to put it together, I go home in the red and you go home in the fucking green. The Hassan Campbell don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's from the outside looking in, and he's looking at the talent, which is stellar, which is God tier, the talent. So I challenge you then to cover these motherfuckers more than, to cover the leagues more than, cover the battle rappers more than. You said if you have access to them, you would make millions. You do have access to them. They're just private contractors. Call them. Bluffing. And you don't know shit. Goods, don't big up no fucking Hassan Campbell like that because he shouted out a couple names. Hassan Campbell still got a goof troop legacy. That's a guy that did interviews talking about there's 5 of us in this room. One of us is fucking minors. The same guy that builds up a tripod outside the projects and screams at the windows while niggas throw shit at him. This same nigga gets on camera and says, let's die tonight. Gets on camera with people. Let's just pull up right now. Let's just die. He's been a goof most of his shit. He's been a goof. You don't give a fuck about no Hassan Campbell's battle rap opinion. I'm out of here.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss making decisions, my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.